Oren's often said to me that, our mind is like a garden. And we'll get weeds that'll grow. Because, we have negative. I've not been able to, and I don't know if anybody has found a way to keep all negative out of their life. Because would you agree a flat tire is negative? That's a negative thing. It's miserable. And there's other negative things happen. Who here has a friend who calls you to tell you about their terrible day? Yeah, right? Do you have any friends who call you to tell you about other people's miserable days? Right? Called gossip, right? How many people here know that there's TV shows that actually are shows about other people's miserable days? Right? And so with TV, the news, the internet, family, friends, all these things can add negative into our life. Okay? Just running for goals could be negative. Right? I got on the airplane yesterday morning at 5:25 a.m. That was super negative. I reframed it. I said, this is a perfect time to work on my notes. The guy next to me had a yellow pad of paper. I was very thankful. So in our mind, if we don't listen to the positive voice, what happens is the negative voice gets in there, and it starts talking to us, and it starts giving us negative, and if we listen to it, we start getting negative thinking, okay? And those weeds start to plant. If we have negative thinking, I picture it like a weed starting to build roots, and it starts getting in there pretty good, right? And negative thinking leads to negative beliefs. Reminds me of a story about a guy, and he loves woodworking, and in his garage he has a saw, and he loses the saw. Like somehow he goes in there and he's walking around and he can't find his saw. So right away his mind, the negative voice pops up and starts telling him, hey, your son's friend loves woodworking. He probably stole it. Right? So that's a negative voice. He listens to it, and all of a sudden leads to some negative beliefs. Now, that poor kid, his son's best friend comes over, and everything he does, the dad's looking at it like suspicious. He's walking suspicious. He talks suspicious. He's looking for like sawdust on his clothes. At the end of the week, the father finds the saw behind the door. All right? And so here's this innocent kid, a victim of the belief caused by negative thinking. And I think that it's so important that we understand that we have to weed our own gardens sometimes.